Namaskar, good morning. Suraj Singh, Civil Engineer, Bharat, India. As usually, I talk to you regarding various issues of this country, other countries, and particularly currently what's happening. Various issues are there. We are concerned about that as a nation, as society, as an individual. I am more interested to be serious and concerned as an individual. Because if an individual is serious, every individual is serious, or majority of individuals are serious, issues can be raised and resolved. Problems can be tackled. But it has been seen that seriousness has gone somewhere, unknown destination. Which unknown destination, I don't know, because it is unknown. Seriousness has exhausted and carelessness has come in. This carelessness shall not leave us anywhere. 2019 Bharat India economy status macroeconomy, which results into adversity of microeconomy. We know difference of two. Macroeconomy means economy of this nation. It can be called in terms of GDS, gross domestic product GDP. It can be called in any way. Economy is very, very wonderful if you understand it. It's very, very boring if you don't understand this. But remember, without economy, nothing can move. Without money, nothing can move. Money is a unit, or you can say a medium through which exchanges are done. And power of money is power of a nation. Power of money is power of a family, because money is a medium that values your power, what you can produce, what you can sell, what is your value, how much you can deliver is all measured in terms of money, and money is basic unit of economy. It may be any currency, it doesn't matter. Question is exchange value. What is exchange value of our country? That is considered very important. The exchange value is work done by our people, all 140 crore people, what we do every day, every week, and every month. That is very important. Do we really work? That is also another factor. We just pass time, or we use work, or we are allowed to work, or we don't have work. All these are questions that have been analytically considered, and we must consider them, being educated people, being economist or non-economist. But common sense is there, and common sense makes economy. We have common sense, we can understand. If we don't have common sense, we cannot understand. Common sense is education, like, which can make your brain learn anything, pick up anything, whatever thing you want to. Doesn't matter you are a specialist in that field or not specialist, doesn't make a difference. To an extent, your mind works. To a specialization comes from use of mind, and if your mind works, you can understand. Economic is a very boring field. It's very, you can say, you everybody cannot understand it, but in mechanism it can be understood that this is the value of money or output that you deliver, and what you spend and what you earn, difference up to your saving or loss of power is. My question is, our economy is down. Everybody is saying yes, no, indeed it has been down, and it should not have been down, but it has been down dramatically, because economy is such a subject. If some wrong person, some misfit handles this, this is destroyed in imagination and in reality both. It should be controlled from very beginning. It should be controlled every point. Like budget, we say budget is a part of economy, major part of economy, and we should not deviate budget. If we deviate budget, this means there is a variation and derivation, deviation, omission, all that come into picture, which must be avoided. But everybody cannot understand economy. We understand economy only to an individual, to a family unit. We say GDP and everybody understand what is GDP, but people don't really understand what is GDP. Even those ministers who are sitting there, they cannot control GDP, because this is a big country, it's not a small one. Having 140 crores people, and output of all or input to everyone has to be measured accordingly. Yes, they are specialists in economics, they measure GDP is this and that. They are just classified into 8 factors of that, but those 8 factors are not adequate for this country. Let us say those 8, because formula is like that. We have to understand what is economics. Our production is there, manufacturing is there, real estate business is there, you can say, natural business is there, how much we are manufacturing, how much delivering, and agriculture, and all factors, the mining factor, real estate factor, construction factor, you can say whatever production is there everywhere, that proceeds, you can say proceeds based on products which we get out of these 8 factors are very important to understand. And currently, unfortunately, these 8 factors are down. These are available in all economical data. You can see what 8 factors are. The formulas are applicable. You can find GDP, and that's very important. But everything is going down. Engineering has gone. First of all, engineering is important. Why I think engineering is? Engineering means production actually. Engineering means nothing else. Engineering means intellectual production, production based on design, production based on formula, production based on intellectual mechanism, and production based on form systems. Engineering, a production, it's not agricultural production, is production based on system design, systems, and you can say complete mechanism, complete technology, and that is very important. It plays a very important part in every economy, and our economy is also dominated by that. It may be mechanical production, it may be electrical production, it may be, you can say, civil production, or it can be whatever kind of production that brings money to you, that brings you, that uses natural resources, that uses raw materials, and whatever is available for production, for manufacturing. It may be steel, it may be aluminum, it may be other kinds of products, maybe cement, or can be all products that constitute a mechanism for delivering a unit. For example, concrete. Concrete requires many metals, it requires cement, it requires mixtures, it requires aggregates, it requires dust or stone, or crushed stones, or requires, you can say water. It requires many more human resources, and it requires equipment, and it requires so many other items, water for curing, and you can say transport it requires, and it requires vibration, and it requires operations, so shutting, it requires, you can say, a temporary or permanent supports, mechanism, arrangements, all that constitute one unit, and that is concrete, is what I'm saying. Similarly, a machine production requires many hundreds of spare parts, could be 50 parts, 100 parts, 100 parts, whatever it is. All these having different kind of production somewhere, all those remote areas where these productions go, and then assemble that machine. So this is a movement of economy, means engineering movement, mechanical movement, technological movement. Every movement goes on, measurements, laboratory condition, testing, and production mechanism, and delivery mechanism, and everything goes on and on and on. So we call in one, we finish everything and call economy, but economy is not just the economy of money. It is economy of availability and economy of prospects of future that we have to consider. And we should not forget that all these, whatever we are using economy, are not raining, are not coming from rain or coming from skies. All this coming from heart of our earth lithosphere, which is very important to understand for by everybody. We are all getting money from earth, all countries all over this globe. Everything is coming from earth, and supporting system is coming from skies, and that is air, that is sun, that is evaporation, that is trees, that is all these agriculture and everything, which is supporting system for existence, survival. So economic has just two combinations here: natural resources and natural support and human support. We are exploiting everything from nature. Nature has given us everything in earth, in crust and mantle and core. Everything is there. We are exploiting just crust now, nothing else, because earth is very difficult to be understood. Just having 12,500 kilometer diameter ball, but it is very difficult to go inside. You even cannot enter 1 kilometer down and make a house there. It's impossible. We have to understand difficulty what nature is a great person, nature is a great designer, great philosopher, great manufacturer, great engineer who has created this. We should understand this point, because just imagine a ball of 12,000 kilometers, and there are so many such balls in solar system and in other solar systems, all those are surviving without any beams and columns or frame structure. But there is the aerospace around the, I explained before also, there is aerosphere around all this, and that is positivity of earth, or you can say positivity of gravity. But if you go further on to When space comes in picture, and space means vacuum, space is negative pressure, and that negative pressure keeps an equilibrium of all these. So economy is not just a counting of money or counting of value of production or counting of hard work or this work or that work. It is a basically connected to scientific and technological arrangement, and to arrangements which is dominated by work and calculations and manufacturing and processes and technological arrangements and everything. So economy, you can understand, is a very big wide subject which should be clearly understood. We are just isolated that one in form of money and considerations. We are not even considered for the basis of that product which are coming to us in form of raw materials, how we are managing them. So that is a major part of economy, which is original part of economy. I have just talked of before long back about this economy, what economy should be, and that videos are available somewhere else. Same many videos are there regarding economy, because it relates to that, and all details are available there about earth lithosphere, aerospace, and material requirements and material use there, how economy is related to. If we understand economy in comprehensive form, in overall form, economy becomes a very interesting subject, not a boring one, because it is based, is founded on science and engineering and natural resources, and then financial matters which we are talking of. We cannot terminate economy in form of GDP or some other unit, or what banks speak of their management. That is just a one part of whole issue. There are so many parts to be understood. We should know values available at the which we are not aware of, and we cannot just keep hollow. We are taking out everything from earth and keeping hollow, because we cannot fill it. Don't have such capacity to fill it. We are taking out natural resources like oil, like petroleum, and from offshore. We are dealing everything is we are taking from this earth everything, and manufacturing machines and those machines again exploring that. Means same process is going on offshore drilling, and then we say exploration of mines, exploration of material, raw materials. We are taking out gold, we are taking out silver, steel, and aluminum, and whatever it is available, we understand just from crust and crust, and then we are not sure about it. And mantle, you go below down to 3,000 kilometers, and you further down to 6,000 kilometers, as center of Earth, which is called very big temperature. But I have checked it that Earth is density of a hose, the crust is just, you can say, up to 4 kilogram, and then up to 8, you can say 7 point something kilogram in mantle, and then in Earth is more than 8 or 8. You can say it's still past their existing core, it's still complete, it's still not earth, not soil, not processed steel. Steel is there and much still, and still is, you can say, very, very strong, and what temperature should be there, and what material is available are still just imaginary. We don't understand that. So economy has to understand in that gross sense. We cannot simply say what newspaper says or what economist says. It is a different subject. We can follow it this way now, because we are very limited in economy. Whole world is very limited in economy. They don't have understood, they have not understood so far what actually is hidden beneath this ball of called lithosphere ball or earth. God is such a designer, He has given us everything in a comprehensive way, but we have to work upon that to extract it further for our use. He has produced it according to His design and formula, but we have to explore that further. Only that part of work we have to do, all other part already done. We have just to explore that. We call exploration of material and exploration of agriculture, exploration of, you can say, fruits, and plantation of trees, and use of air and use of water is all exploration. We cannot even, we have even failed in that affair. We are not original maker of economy, we are just user of what has been provided to us. This way we have to understand economy. If we can understand this way, we can become very nice. And it's not only to our country, it applies to every country. The problem is in our country, there is no system, but there are systems. What do you mean by that, you may say? There are systems, but unfortunately, our systems have been failing because we are lazy, non-serious, and sleeping people. We don't take any degree, any value of seriousness. We don't consider serious as our friends and attachment or attributes to us. We are just easygoing people because we are too much in number. We are 140 crores people, which are not required in this country. We should have been actually 100 crores for, you can say 100, even 50 crores was excessive. At time of independence, we were 1947, we were just 30 crore people. 30 crore to 50 crore, we just count all Bangladesh and Pakistan. So that number was fine, but now we are 5 times of that. If we are 5 times of that, means we have a increased population of 500%. So what economy shall do? Shall as economy increase like that? It's a question mark. If economy has not thrived that way, or you can say has not expanded itself that way, this means there is some restriction, natural restriction, which doesn't allow to exploit more than required. Means redundantly we cannot exploit it blindly without understanding how much in proportion should be used. That is the problem. We all talk of measurements of GDP, measurement of this, that country is ahead of us, this country is behind us. No relevance to anything. We should understand where we are. Just like it happened in Gulf countries, the Middle East, and everywhere, oil producers, they exploited at rapid rate, and they extracted all oil, all petroleum and fossil products from below, which has been a problem for us. They've just done that. They did that for the sake of doing only, just to make money at a very rapid rate, very fast pace. And problem is that it has caused all deterioration of atmosphere, environment, everything which are called greenhouse effects and all that. That's a big contribution to that. We have used that for mechanical parts, we have used that for car driving, we have used for air conditioning, we have used for everywhere we have used that, and which has in place of solving problems actually created problems. So we ourselves are creating problems because we are not using it accordingly to our requirement. For example, I have a hunger of 2 chapatis or some food and take double that food or 3 times that food. Shall my stomach digest that? That is a question mark. So when we digest, we are just behind money. We are just behind. We are all involved are running behind money, and we don't know where shall this lead us to. It shall lead us to ocean bottom, or it shall kill us. We are not serious about that. And if you talk of our country, everybody is running blind eyes, is running to a destination which is unclear. We are running in that direction. Shall it help us? I think it shall not help us. We should have certain systems, we should have certain destiny, milestone, target that this is our way, but we are not doing that. We are doing manufacturing, we are doing construction, we are doing mining, we are doing, you can say, all kinds of transports we can do tourism, we are doing agriculture, we are doing all sorts of this business we are doing without even having any idea for future requirements or current requirements. We have no infrastructural clearly mentioned. There are system, there was something, but we have demolished everything. And particularly in current situation, if you see, we should have an intelligent government. This is the first requirement of every country. If we don't have a maturity of governance, we cannot move further. That is basic one. Intelligent government means government should have founded on a strong basis of understanding, a strong basis of moving country, must have set a direction, but that part appears or seems to be missing in governance at present. I'm not taking any name in this case because we are all people and we are not serious about, we are taking everything as if it moves in name of God. Yes, everything moves in name of God, but you should know who are you. You're also a part of God. Here, what happens that there is no requirement what you want to do, there is no definition what you have to do, and that is a very big issue. Scientific management is not existing, and then scientific management does not mean physics chemistry application. It means a systematic application, a system that must be formed based on thorough research and understanding and what is our needs of people, current need and future need, and lessons learned from past mistakes, that all must be incorporated into our formula that generates economy. So economy is not that an easy subject as we think so. It is very complicated subject. You understand if money comes with very difficult approach and it goes very easily. That is the main formula of economy. Once money goes, it doesn't give any output, means it goes forever. It doesn't come back. Just like time goes, it doesn't come back. Money also goes, it doesn't come back. If you don't know how to pull it back or how to get returns from that. I am not economist. I am an engineer, but engineering itself is based on economics. We always say economy is a must for an engineer to understand. It doesn't mean that you should be a master of economics. You should understand economy in various ways: economy of money, economy of values, economy of use, economy of material use, economy of how to use minimum material for maximum performance of any structure, and that is called economical use. Economy means optimum economy. If we are using some material engineering design or engineering construction, that material must be used to an extent that it's best used, you can say. If reinforcement is used, if concrete is used, or structural steel is used, or brick is used, or blocks are used, or whatever is used in all construction, stresses must be maximum used, not simply waste that material. Wastage of material is a crime against nature, because material is given by nature. It's not made by me or by you. Its natural resource must be properly used, and if we abuse it, means it is lost to us, because it takes a lot many years for availability or for creativity, or you can say conversion from one material to another within earth itself. It takes a million, it takes hundreds of years for each material. Radioactivity is there, you can say chemicals are there, minerals are there, all these work together, composition and decomposition and metamorphic action and other action, internal actions, heat actions, thermal actions, water actions, liquid actions, flow actions. All these actions result into newer materials all times. I just learned in atomic physics when I studied in our structure, our engineering, that every metal keeps on changing, and last it says from the radioactive material becomes lead and further nothing. It was just an indication of a material, and I cannot say that was right or wrong, but just I'm referring to that materials are not easily available, and we cannot take out and use and exhaust all these stores within a couple of years. Just take for examples, when now we are using about 35 crore vehicles every day in our country, and it may be 2 billion vehicles all over the world. Maybe, I'm not sure, I don't have any authentic statistics on that. If I say we are using 35 crores vehicles, including all classes of vehicles, from trucks to motorcycles, you just see how much petroleum we are using. I'm not considering electrical battery-based vehicles or those vehicles which are separate one, but vehicles which are using fossil fuels. How much this fossil fuels quantity we are using every day, and lakhs of generators are working. And then again, fossil fuels comes into picture. So we have, and then industries are using, then you can say other equipments are using all this. So is it not an abuse of natural resources? This means directly or indirectly we are wasting our economical basis, which could be meant for future, for existence, which is called in current terms the sustainability, which means you should use currently all these resources, provided that future resources are available for newer generations to come, and that is called sustainability development. You develop now, and you keep a chance in a full stream to develop in future, and then those of generations who come in the future, they will use for future further future generations. And that is a definition, indirect definition or sustainable definition of development or sustainable development. Means it is not that we develop and finish it, it should be further, it should work for durable actions, durable times and times to come, and then more and more technology and more materials resources could be used. And that is what economy is working. It works around it, it is working for millions and millions of years. It's not one day that we have exhausted all that. But now we are working on economy as if we are devils. We all are devils. We are so hungry that God's material who created for us for millenniums use, we are just trying to diminish that and destroy that energy, the real energy, consolidated energy, to be changed to other forms, to greenhouse forms or some other forms, because we just want to enjoy everything within minutes. And that is the cause of a problem. It's not a problem of our country, it's a problem of every country. But those countries are not sleeping. Those people understand whatever is wrong. Our country does not understand where we are wrong. We are just politically motivated people. We are just people motivated by not, you can say, involvement to make our economy good, but just to enjoy life. And that is the problem. We are just moving into a direction, you can say that direction we don't know, none of us knows. It is duty of our society, it is duty of every citizen of this country, and it is a real duty of our governing people, our government, to take note of all this and to work constructively in a way that economically moves smoothly, and not in a way somebody wants it to move. It's not question of charity, or it's not question of emotions, or it's not question of sentimental behavior or conduct. It's a question of how can we survive, how can we best use the power of economics. I am calling power of economics because this is real power, and this it relates to all topics and all subjects and all disciplines. It's not simply that I am related to this, or economics related to this. Question is not of relation economics. Economics is a master, he understands everything. But question is, a person, an ordinary person like me, must also understand what economy is. Economy is not just you can say confined to notes or currency or flow of currency or GDP or this and that. It is related to natural material available, what we have potential of. We may say we are rich, we have all this. Many countries have too much in them. So many metals are available geographically. If you should go beneath in the strata of crust, you will find many specific materials which we have not even understood so far. Materials are coming from Earth only. Lithosphere we call it, because the solid part of Earth is called lithosphere, while you can say aerosphere is called part which the air contains. In the combination of both, you can sum of both the lithosphere and aerosphere is equal to, you can say, Earth. And this Earth is our mother, this Earth is our father, this Earth is our everything, because Earth gives us food, it gives us water, it gives us rare, it gives us everything that is required for our construction of body, development and maintenance of this body itself. And that is also called a part of machine. Economical ways, you can say this machine is also surviving because of nature, because of existence, and because of economy. So we are also a part of economy in that way. If I am say healthy, it's a part of economy. If I am not healthy, it's not a part of economy. It is a part of economy, but losing economy. If I keep health good, everybody keeps health good, you will not find, you will not need any medicine, and you will not need any extra care. This means you are part of the economy which doesn't need expenses on part of health. Otherwise health deterioration shall cost a lot to this country, and to every country, and to every person. And health maintenance is also very expensive, so that also gives a cut to economical final value. So we are also a part of economy in that. If you are healthy, if a nation is healthy, if all are healthy, everything is there, people take good food, take a live simple life, and less medical expenditure is, you can say, required. That's a part of positive economy. Similarly, if you are well educated, we can use it better way. You can understand economy in a better way. We can say yes, we should do this way or that way. We should use less material. We should more of understanding, more of power, and means whatever yardsticks or whatever points or whatever, you can say, formula we generate or discover, that must be a better one, and that must give impetus to progress of economy into a rising area, rising level. It's not a question of economy I'm talking about nation, various problems are there. But basic problem comes from economy. If, for example, our youth are not getting jobs these days, where is problem? Then we have to understand. Problem is not in jobs, problem is not in youth, problem is not somewhere else, problem is economy. Because we have attacked economy in a way we should not have attacked. First we should understand economy, and then we should amend that. But we are not economically motivated, we are politically motivated. We are not concerned. I don't believe in politicians, because they are not very well educated people. They are coming to power only by people's mandate and nothing else. They are not coming by their intelligence, they are not coming by their competence. They are just coming because they win votes and come. Otherwise they are not at all eligible, they are not at all well, you can say, suited for these jobs. But because of our arrangements in our mechanism of governance, they come. If there is a requirement, there should be this much and that much, then I think 70-80% of these people shall have to leave these offices if they are made some progress, and it shall never be made, because they are the people, they are those people who change these laws, who makes amendment to laws. So they will not go, they will not do something against them. If they are really patriot, they should think this way. If these politicians think for nation, they think for society, they think for this country, they think for future, they should make laws against them if they can make. They should consider that for this post there should be so much qualified person, this ministry should be this much, and prime minister must have this capability, this qualification, and this, all that must be there, because it is missing from our constitutional arrangements. That's why they are taking benefit of that. But this doesn't mean that there should not be a capable person. This is in the hands of public. So if constitution does not speak anything, public has to understand itself, and if public understands that, public shall benefit, not these politicians. But politicians do not want the public should benefit. They are actually carrier politicians. Currently in our country, generally all politicians from prime minister to lowest one, all are carrier politicians. Their job, their future, their current, their requirements all depend upon seats. If they are out of seats, they cannot manage. If they are having whatever required seat, they enjoy life and they say yes, we are there. And because they are not well qualified, they are not educated in any field, they are not specialists, they are not hardworking people, they just want to stick to that position only. They cannot sacrifice that position for sake of this nation, for their society. There should be ministers who can have capacity to sacrifice. There were ministers before, in many decades back, that they used, when there was some mistake in their ministry or there's some error, they used to resign. But now this doesn't happen. They just argue, why should I resign? Well, I'm not linked to resign or not resign. I'm just trying to reflect what is happening. If prime minister fails somewhere, he should resign. But that must be a principal prime minister, principal minister we have. We don't have principle based ministers. We have just political based ministers. We have career politicians. We have career people who just believe in political career, political profession. Though political is not profession, it should be a service. But they have converted this service to a political profession, which you must have. Means you, if you don't have any position for long, you are sick, you are not required, and that's why by hook or by crook they remain in power, because that is their food, that is their job, that is everything for their family, for their relations. Directly or indirectly they do it. Until public really understand what they want, nothing can be achieved. Public is so kind to these politicians, so kind. I don't know whether they are kind to themselves, whether they are kind to their families. They are so kind indeed to these politicians who are really not deserving any kindness. If somebody asks me, what about these politicians deserving mercy from people? I would say, no question of mercy, no question of talking even about mercy on these politicians. They deserve kicking them off. Generally, I'm not saying they particularly. I'm not sticking to 100%, but generally, this politician deserves kick by leg. They deserve, you can say, kind of attack on them physically and mentally, because they are spoiler of this nation. They are abusing power. They are suppressing all institutions which are constitutionally defined and structured, which must not be interfered with, but everywhere they are interfering. And when you interfere some expertise bodies, you interfere yourself, you interfere with governance, and you are out of control, because if you keep continuing interfering every time, those people whom you are interfering would remain scared and not do their duties according to their requirements. So it is public that is responsible. I would not say that politicians are responsible, because public elects them. All public elect these MPs and MLAs, and they think that they are power, constitutional power. Yes, they are constitutional power for purpose of serving nation, serving people. I was just watching one video yesterday regarding Bihar, Patna. Lot of flood, water is waterlogged everywhere in the city. There is no aid to them. People were unhappy. They were crying. There's no support from government. Do we need this type of government? For 5 days they have been suffering. There's no electricity. There is no water. There is no food. Nothing. Manhole chambers, manholes are open, no covers are there, water is there, nobody knows where is location of manhole. People can fall into them. These are deep manholes, they can die as well. Should we require such type of people in politics and governments? Why do we need such type of people who do not take care of that? They simply say it is natural disaster. Yes, it is natural disaster, but you are also a natural person. You are also a natural country. Why don't you encounter that impact by nature? You will not say, you will not do that. Because yes, it's everything is fine. Even a prime minister says everything is fine. Our prime minister, he says everything is fine. I don't know definition of fine then. What is fine? Everything is well. I don't know definition of that well and that fine. What should we define? How can I define that this is fine or this is not fine? And we have to change dictionary meaning. We have to change these words. If everything is fine, everything is happy, everything you can say well, all is well. Yes, in speeches, in poems, in stories, in jokes, these look fine. Yes, everything is okay. Everything is moving, everything is fine, no difficulty, all is well. Yes, when you meet someone, is how do you do? You say, all is well, no problem, I'm fine. Nobody will say, I'm not fine, even though he's sick or there's a problem with him. Will not say, I'm problem until you are very close to that one. If you're just formally you are saying, hello, good morning, how are you? Everybody says positively. But when you come in close contact, talk to each other, interact with them, then you will honor that person what was really hiding about. And same thing applies to us, every individual, each and every one of us. Same thing applies in public life. Everything is fine, all in well. You have to say that, because if you say no, to that person, shall that person solve it? That person shall not solve it, but your values experience will degrade your value. If you say no, there is a problem with us, of course they will ask problem. It will move further and further up. You tell one thing, they will say another thing, and they may be intelligent. Oh, you take this decision, you take this solution. Means you will just end up in something, in some brainstorming which is of no use to you, because your problems you have to solve. You are master of your understanding. You know what problems are because you experience that, and if you understand that, you can solve that. That is what is happening here. We do not understand anything and we don't solve it. Our problem is we just want to do something without knowing it. Yes, engineering does not allow it. Medical science doesn't allow it. No other profession allows such type of approach that you do without thinking, without any scheme, without any program, when you plans the pilot, without any research, without any charter of that thing. And that is why we call it charter of learning project is very important, which contains all details, but was conceived and thought of and how to move further. Is stepwise it gives in. But our leaders, our businessmen, and all those who are having power of money, they just devalue it. They don't value that. It's not a question of education or no education. Education is a must and everyone should have. It's application of mind based on educated person. If education person applies mind, he gets so many issues, so many problems solved. But it's a question of intent of person who is using that mind or not using that mind. If we are keep busy in everything that, oh, we want to change political status of this country. We want to change political status. Just think in this direction I'm moving to my talk to. It's a different direction. Our political system is based on constitution of this country, and which is our you can say holy book, a kind of holy book. To an extent, public life is concerned. To an extent, individual life is concerned, and to an extent, present and future of this country is concerned. We are saying we have a constitution. It is based on preambles, and preambles define so many characters. It defines the resolution of this country into constitution of the sovereign status, socialist status, secular status, democratic status, and republic status, and which secure to its citizens all three these parameters, which are equality, justice, and you can say social justice, economic justice, equality, and liberty, etc. Have we got that? Has this constitution provided that to us, or we have missed that? We have to analyze that. We have to review it. Don't review about reservations, no need of that. Because purpose of reservation was different. It's not what is being contemplated about. Purpose of constitution was how we should move ourselves, how we should govern ourselves, how we become masters of ourselves, owners of ourselves. That is purpose of constitution preambles, which it defines, which says you have to do like this, and then you generate laws or whatever laws you, depending upon your, if you can say policies, depending upon your own, depending upon your family, depending on your society, neighborhood, and then state and all that. Those are all requirements, technical requirements, you can say procedural requirements, and philosophical requirements of economy. Constitution is also a part of economy because we are distributing economy among ourselves. It may be virtual economy, it may be financial economy, it may be product economy, it may be money economy, or it may be whatever, in what form we are. We are proportioning money among ourselves, among 140 crore people. It is a fact. Constitution gives equal rights, liberty, right to live, and justice and opportunity at status. So we shall get only that when we are considered equal citizens. Equal citizens means equal power, equal capacity. Yes, equal doesn't mean one, one, one. It means in equation of chemistry or physics, there is a kind of valency and degrees and all that. In that form, we have to create our economical equations, which are very reasonable, which do not impact on others. Means there could be a transitional encroachment, there could be in a virtual encroachment, means we should depend upon each other. That type of encroachment or that type of overlapping is acceptable because that makes a chain of formation of mechanism of economy. Simply constituting or counting in financial terms, this many lakh crore, this many crore have we achieved? No, that is not soul of this economy. Economy means Artha Shastra. Arth means Jameen. Jameen Vigyan, Jameen administration. We are working on that. Economics, scientifically. Economics means science. Economics means engineering. Economics means your resources. Economics is raw material quantity. Economics means the power of working. Economics requirement. Economics export import, and so many other points are included in economy. Macroeconomy, then microeconomy, then economic in public. That is very significant. These parameters of economic are very strongly understood by politicians in form of befalling public. We have to break that bond that you are using this against us, not for us. Economy should be used for people, but it is not being used for people. In fact, it is abusing our system completely. Completely, it's abusing system. Once you are in politics, you are in whatever degree of politics you are in constitutional positions like MLA, MP, or your ministers, or your other one, delegated politics. You start thinking that you are powerful. Yes, you are powerful, but you are not above economy. You are not above nation. Your power means you have the power to serve people of this country. Are you really serving people of this country? Should we not consider from our point of view? Now, this constitution itself is being endangered by certain politicians, our heads, our government. Of course, it is known that they want to attack this at one time. They shall do it. Gradually, they have started it directly or indirectly in many senses. And that approach is not right, it's not acceptable because there is nothing wrong in this system, nothing against public, nothing against nation. If you say constitution of this country is quite fine a document, provided it is regularly amended to meet requirements. Yes, it was designed and constituted and finalized long back, more than 7 decades, but that doesn't mean it's not related to public. There may be some deficiencies, there may be some non-clarities that can be tackled with. But people now in power, they want to destroy it not without telling it. They want to make it hollow, not vibrant, make it dented, indented. They just want to impose their another will on this constitution, either by throwing it off or by new shape on this according to their intention. But they don't forget this is Constitution 2014, I think 15. This is our system for long. For long means for 25th of this month. How to stop it? How to barricade their hands? Not to damage this. So it's not to damage this constitution. Do you understand first what is constitution? Everybody requires to understand. Our people don't understand. They say, oh, don't talk politics. If you ask something to some young man, some young boy, young girl, simply say, they first of all don't understand what we are talking of or I'm talking of. Of course, when I was too young, I was of the same opinion, but that time there was no directions, there was no interactions among father, mother, among parent and children, among teacher, children. Teachers were just interested to teach you what was included in the syllabus, nothing extra, and no medium was there, nothing was there, no availability of constitution was there in public life. But now it is different situation. Every document is available in public. Free of cost, we can download that, we can understand that. But that requires will, that requires time, that requires a hunger in you, a thirst in you that you want to get this information for reading purpose and then return it say to library. And processing library is a part of our constitution. But are we doing that? Politicians are saying that we want to change the structure of this constitution. We want to change governance of this country. They want mechanism of Hindu Rastra. Hindu Rastra. Though it looks very fine for some people that we are Hindustan, unfortunately, it's very bad to say we are Hindustan. I don't accept this, that I belong to Hindustan, because Hindustan is not my country. It is Bharat country, it is India country, according to this constitution, but that is what they want to alter. Question is, why do you want to alter? That is a question currently. What is reason, what is deficiency in current constitution that has barred its people, its subjects, to a level where this room should be destroyed and reconstructed? Should we understand that right logic or no? Why do we need another name of this country, that is Hindu Rashtra? What is purpose of that? What we are not getting now if we don't have that name? And why should we think to devalue this constitution for public? Why? Public is not fool, first of all. Public is of course tolerant. Public is silent because everybody is busy in his affairs. Public doesn't rebuke. Public is not arrogant like government people are. But don't forget, this public is vote. This public is person. This public votes. That is the main point. Then we should think, if they say Hindu Rashtra, for example, which I don't understand what does it mean, I may imagine, I may just contemplate, and these people also don't understand who are raising this issue, what is Hindu Rashtra? Hindu. Why should we call ourselves Hindu? Is it not a question mark? Do you know that in religion world, in you can say religious worlds, there is no religion called Hindu around world. No religion at all. I'm not diverting to talk of religion, but talk of some logical point here. Why are we called Hindus, and why do we change from India or Bharat to Hindu? Why? Are we not getting benefit from constitution or to change something? Are we having lower status when you are calling we respect all religions, all sects of this country, whatever are they, and we allow freedom to practice whatever they want to practice? What's problem existing that we are so serious about our acceptance of another part of constitution or imposition or supersession of this constitution? Why should this constitution be superseded? Why? Is it not telling us what to do? It's not giving to us, each citizen, what should be done. We have to know this. Then, if Hindu Rashtra can solve everything, we have to understand, we have to first structure it. Do you have a structure? Do you have formation of that? Or you're just interested to change it, that's all? No, that shall not work. That shall not work. First of all, existing SCI is only few months, few years. Public SCI and all these were only for humans. Later they got invented. If Hindu Rashtra gives us a good economy, if Hindu Rashtra makes everybody rich, if Hindu Rashtra provides, you can say, jobs to everybody, if Hindu Rashtra gives luxury to everybody, can it? Can it provide better arrangement than what Constitution is doing? Why do we need Hindu Rashtra? What shall we achieve by doing that? In this world of 2019, can you risk it? Don't think of. Don't think of. Our constitution is a professionally based constitution. It's a school of thought based constitution. It considers everybody equal, though government is not considering equal, that is different, but constitution is in books. And that is fixed, no one can change it. But no, we are not having that. We want to see various sections of society encounter each other, use loggerheads. Why have you molded ourselves to that level? Why? Are we not happy to be secular? It doesn't mean you have to be religious or not religious. Your personal level, personal understanding, but why in public? What shall religion give to my country? We have to think of. Why should we depend upon religious consideration and not economical consideration, not scientific consideration? Why? This is the point I'm talking of. If everything is solved by that replacement, it's okay. But can you prove it? You are not following constitution. You are not helping people to understand that. You want to just impose something else. What purpose? You want to serve public or you want to serve that religion? If we do not know this now, we shall never know it. Because already ninth month has gone, and 8th and 10th and 11th month. We have to analyze, understand. Why do we change our target? Why do we make that on us? Yes, independent is there, independent you are. You can decide whatever you want to decide as a nation, with laws as a platform. Well, you may understand yourself what I'm talking of. Changing name of this country will give you nothing except communalism. Changing name to certain religions, understood religion, shall not give you anything except a state of, you can say, augmented institution of augmented, you can say, law, augmented status. It would be a country that you would say, I am this and you are that. You are second, you sit down. I am higher, you are lower. In Sierra Asia, that is Gambia, establish sort. Well, I am not against any name. Your name doesn't serve any purpose. That's only pride, that's only identification. My purpose is country has to move in right direction, in a direction in this world is moving for further development, for research and innovation, for assisting public how to live, how to make money. To further go, so all other issues, we have to secure our land from impacts of others, our enemies or those who are, doesn't make reference. When you see they suffer, yes, they suffer. Forget system of Hindu Rashtra and forget system now. My question is, why are we not serious? Why are we not committed? Why are we not dedicated? Why do we want to waste time? Yes, you may ask me why you are saying this. Yes, you are saying this. Why are you wasting time? Why are we wasting our time in these talks? In these talks, my talks even, are you getting something? You have to check. I am sure you must be getting, but you have to check. Am I talking something political? I will never talk political. Alright? Right scope, right understanding. There can be anything. Anything. Our current scenario is very difficult, very, very difficult. Because in certain fields, standing adequately, and we have to do that. We have to bring this country to a standard level at international level. We have to consider everybody human. From whatever section one could be, we have to consider every citizen human. We have to fulfill all needs of human from childhood till late ages. If we cannot do that, it may be India, it may be Bharat, it may be what's so-called Hindu Rashtra, all useless names, no need. If we waste time, if we waste our funds, if we waste our stamina, we shall not achieve anything. No meaning at all. Then why should we worry about that? Without hard work, without hard thinking, without soft thinking, nothing is possible. It's too, you can say, too late that we are talking this. Already time has elapsed. Political science in our country has become embedded. We have no much. You see, on road, If there's an accident, people watch, they start standing, watching. Somebody calls police, somebody doesn't call police. But just think of those people who are involved in accidents. You may see some sketches, some articles besides these, which are all part of this essay reception. Regards now to the president, and we have to see that it takes time to deal with economy. It takes time to deal with systems. It takes time to understand people. It takes time to solve problems. It cannot happen in one day. But it was working. Unfortunately, we broke it. It was working for decades. We were moving in further direction, better directions. But we ourselves halted it. We ourselves halted it. We cannot blame someone. Because that someone was a person who never understood economy. That person never understood our sciences. Believe me, believe me, if we are serious, we can be number one in the world. Because we are population. If you see now, more than 50% of our population is idle. They do not do anything. For example, veterans are there, seniors are there, and kids are there, and those people who cannot work, those people are dependents on us, they are dependent, they have no other choice. Because this country is not that big who can accommodate everybody. That is the point to understand. Our forces are going waste. Forces with our forces, not defense forces I'm talking. Our own forces are going waste. We don't understand what to do, what not to do, just trying to live for sake of living and nothing else. What I said in this that our parameters are that you can say economy, which is I'm discussing now, and Hindu Rashtra, which have nothing but is fiction, and let's say that our this Bharat Rashtra, Bharat Pakistan issue, and this NRC issue, and Hindu Rashtra, etc., and our other points. Well, we'll say that there's a point of terrorism and there's a point of world community and there's a point of human right violation. These must be taken care of and this should be taken care of. International body UNO. Yes, there is UNO 1945 created, chartered, whole world chartered this. It's a chartered body, it's an international law we are reporting to. But we have to see what is the effect of this body during its period since 1945, just 55 years last one, and 20 years this one, 75 years, or 74, 75 years. Has this body disposed of what it was expected to dispose of people? Yes, they may be doing some roles. They are international world. They are solving problems. But are they doing for all? United Nations is dominated by a few countries. We all know. Those countries have veto powers. Yes, it was required that time veto powers was there. But these days, people are not that serious in our country. They're not serious at all. We are happy to see UNOs working. There are assemblies, there are security councils, there are courts, and WHO and many more. Yes, they are there, they are required. They are not condemning. It should be. But other than UNO, we have to see ourselves. My UNO may teach me My ear, her full, I call it, you can't too much. You know, I can say if he if he keeps UN as a blank body, I mean, heavy resources but are being exhausted, looted by someone, and we cannot stand there and loot. Understand or not understand, we are going in a way that goes to sea bottom, ocean bottom, and we'll fall there because we are not checking ourselves. We are not doing any check on us. We are just living for sake of living. We are least bothered about our present and future. We are least bothered about industry. We are least bothered about our production. We are least bothered about our modification of education. We are least bothered about whatever we expect to do, but we don't want that. I've seen students everywhere, so beautifully designed dresses. So the decision is yours. That your daughter is like that, a doctor or a nurse. They say, why are you going there? If you just say, we challenge this system. I don't care what Prime Minister says, what RSS says, what Congress says, or what someone says. I am not slaves to them. I have to think for my nation. I have to speak for my future. I have to speak for future generation. If I don't speak, I am doing injustice to myself and to those souls to join this nation. If I am educated, if I have mind, if I can weigh, if I can analyze, I can answer, I can respond. Why should I not do that? We are misled by politicians, everybody knows. No need explanation of that. They will say there is terrorism. They would say there is this and there is that. They would say we are having enemies. They would say we will do this and do that. Because they would say that. We know that. Why should they say? Don't I know there's terrorism? Don't I know state of this country? Why should say that all the time? Means those people who are thinking less, they are getting happy. Oh, terrorism, he will tell us. 2014 started, then came 2019, further start. Today. Why terrorism is there? This is my question. Why people are becoming terrorists? And why people are becoming anti-nationals? Is it a hobby to become a terrorist? It's not a hobby. Because somewhere these people were subject to exploitation and now they are taking of that care for future. There is future, unknown future. We have to reveal that future, we have to find that future. Simply economy, no, complete overhaul is required. We require strong education base. We require strong defense forces. We require strong professors. We require strong engineers. We require strong doctors. And we require strong non-mathematical people, no scientific people. We require all these qualities as minimum so that we can research out. Everybody can research. There is no say that this can research this man is, no such no, no, no. Well, I'm talking a little slow today because subject is very boring. It's economy, it's terrorism. Terrorism, and in fact, if you say worldwide, it has diminished. You can say it's not like before it was. Because they are also, I think, tired. If we are tired, the Manmohan Singh was expected to come 28. Okay, no, yeah, sure. Then how should we go further? What we should do is some people try to change this constitution. Terrorism is a cause one, it's a created one. If you harass someone in name of religion, in name of something that person doesn't like, if you abuse that person's right, if you don't accommodate that, that person's, that causes a problem. My father was died. Terrorism is a terror, and Naxalism is Naxal. Why did we not come back over it? In fact, it's imaginary. There is no terror. If you define how to control terror, what is solution? Only solution is respect your constitution, forget something else. Your constitution is answered. We people of this country solemnly having resolved to constitute ourselves into a nation that is based on, you can say, sovereignty, socialism, secularism, democratic institutions, and can say integral institutions, integrity. And these powers, these definitions come to a law which will be